Hi, my name is Vivek Waman and I'd love to introduce myself as a financial architect. Success in this profession is not AUM and the commissions that you get. Okay, it is far more than that. I would say it is the trust that you gain. Okay, and I also don't shy away from sharing my own mistakes in investing, and I go that extra mile in terms of creating that transparent environment. When it comes to goal-based planning, or when it comes to planning calculators, digital content, as I said, okay, or portfolio reviews, all of these is integrated into a single platform, and that is why I love AssetPlus.
Hi everyone. So financial advisors are everywhere now. But what sets an MFD apart? Today we have with us Vivek joining AssetPlus for a candid conversation. So hi Vivek.
Hi Anjali, it is really a pleasure to be at the AssetPlus office today.
Lovely Vivek. Would you mind giving us our audience a little introduction about yourself?
Hi, my name is Vivek Waman. I'm from Mumbai and I love to introduce myself as a financial architect, someone who helps people design their own financial lives and also helps them achieve their dreams and aspirations.
Wonderful, sir. So the most crucial question of all, so what is your AUM and how many clients do you have?
So I've been working as a mutual fund distributor and in this profession for about 3+ years. And in these years, I have been working with about 75+ investor client families, and I'm managing about 55 crores of their investment assets.
That's wonderful. How has this journey been so far for you? Like I'm sure you would have thought about it a lot, and you would have had a job before, and it wouldn't have been easy. But would you mind taking us through the whole journey of becoming an MFD for us?
Sure.
Yeah.
I was into a corporate job for about 24 years in the information technology sector. And all these 24 years that I had been working, I had been always interested in personal finance, and I had been an avid investor in multiple asset classes. Initially, my asset allocation was mainly into real estate and fixed deposits. However, in the last 9 to 10 years, I have started to invest into equity mutual funds, and prior to that, a little bit into debt mutual fund schemes as well. But what really happened was the aggressive investments into the equity mutual funds have actually helped me achieve my financial freedom, and that happened in 2021. And that is the time I realized the true potential of financial planning and mutual funds and what it can do to transform people's financial lives. Yeah. And that inspired me, to start creating awareness about, both the mutual funds as well as financial planning with other investors. And with that thought in mind, I started to, help other investors in terms of making them aware about my investment journey. At the same time, I was also helping them create their own financial plans. And typically these were, goal-based financial plans. What I realized later was that planning was just half of the job done. The other important challenge was really executing that plan. And that is where I've thought that most of the people actually needed mentoring or some kind of a coach where they could also get advice in terms of how to execute it. And with that thought in mind, I entered into the mutual fund distribution profession. Okay, and the reason was very clear. Not only was I able to help them execute their plans, but also monitor and track those plans and execution over their investment journey. And so my mutual fund profession actually started in late 2021 or early 2022, and it has been 3+ years now. Okay, and I am it has been a super rewarding experience. Okay, because I get to not only understand their financial journey so far, but also contribute to their financial future. Okay, and in a way, I think this profession gives me immense satisfaction.
Okay, right. So sir, I'm very sure, when starting out as an MFD, I'm sure, it was more of paper and footwork initially, and now we see a lot of digital influence when it comes to MFD being a profession by itself. How has it been for you, as a digital to or a paper to digital transition been like?
So fortunately for me, as I said, I started late 2021, early 2022. This is the post-COVID era we are talking about, and the world had already moved from paper to digital. So in a way, it has been a boon in terms of, digital actually gives you an opportunity to explore areas that you have not explored before. At the same time, your operations can be scaled up, quite quickly and efficiently. So if you look at my operations, I am currently operating at almost 100% digital operations in my profession.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, digital is great. I think, moving from paper to digital, most MFDs would have, seen that as a challenge, but not so much for me because I started in the digital era.
Yeah, worked for you.
Yes.
Yeah, probably. And what do you think are the challenges, when it comes to being an MFD right now in the market, or in India for that matter? Could it be geography? Could it be, targeting new people, or dealing with technology for that matter? How do you, what are the challenges and how do you address it?
The ones that you highlighted are definitely the ones that are the challenges faced by most mutual fund distributors. Like any other profession, this profession has also has its share of challenges. But the one challenge that comes on top of my mind, and it is also probably more important than the others, is managing the client's behavior. Okay, as you know, our clients do not have a complete understanding of the financial markets or the capital markets. Also, they do not have adequate financial literacy. Okay, as a result, they get influenced very easily by market volatility around them, and that leads to knee-jerk reactions or impulsive decisions in terms of their portfolios, and that can hurt their long-term goals. It can harm their financial future.
Correct.
So educating the clients and managing their expectations, that becomes a constant challenge. Okay. So the way I address this is in terms of two dimensions. One is what role do I play, and what process do I deploy. In terms of the role, it expands from being a financial product distributor to that of becoming an educator and a behavioral coach for these clients. Through either one-on-one sessions or group sessions with the clients, or sharing some knowledge or market trend related information over the digital media. The other role that I play is during the downturns, when it becomes even more challenging to calm down the investors' nerves. Okay, because when the markets are down, okay, then there is a greed or the fear kind of emotion that comes in, and at that time, it is important that you actually highlight the long-term perspectives to the client. Okay, and that drives discipline and patience in terms of their overall investment journey. So the other important challenge that I see is that our mutual fund landscape, okay, is constantly evolving. There are newer products or newer schemes, newer investment ideas, newer strategies and investment styles, are constantly evolving and emerging. Okay, so it becomes very important for a mutual fund distributor to stay on top of this, because he has to offer the best of all of these to their clients. And the way I would address this is by continuous learning. And not only do I spend 10 to 12 hours going through different webinars, attending webinars or workshops, or some certifications that I can do, but also I spend a lot of time to engage with the asset management companies and develop relationships with them, because what they help me with is insights about their products as well as about the market trends. Okay, and all this is very important for me so that I can offer a tailored solution that works best for a particular client.
Okay. I think that's absolutely a good approach. So just curious, how are your age groups of investors like?
I have people who are started just in their jobs, so 23, 24-year-olds, as well as I have some people who are 10 years into their retirement.
Okay.
So I have a mixed bag of all such people.
Okay.
And that is fascinating, because then I get to, have different kinds of solutions for different age groups.
Correct.
Okay, and that has worked for me so far.
Yeah, nice. I mean, I'm surprised there are like 23-year-olds, like going away from the whole let me invest myself versus let me take an advisory. That's a good change.
Recently, I onboarded a person who is a medical student, first year medical student.
Oh.
Okay, and he's someone who has a family who has been investing DIY, direct schemes themselves.
Yeah.
And he's turned out to be someone who wants advice and has started to invest with whatever pocket money that he's left with.
Okay, that's wonderful actually. Yeah. What is your approach to attracting and retaining clients?
Everyone asks what is the secret for retaining clients. I think there is no secret. Long-term relationship building and continuing to add value to that. These are the only two things that you need to retain clients. Okay, we are in this unique profession where we have the opportunity to, transform people's lives in terms of achieving their dreams and aspirations. And when it comes to that, trust and transparency become very important values. And I try to live up to these values by building long-term relationship. Okay. So when it comes to initial interactions with the client, I don't restrict that discussion to their financial figures or their financial goals, but we go beyond that really to understand what their general life goals are. Okay, what have been their successes and failures in life. Okay, and I also don't shy away from sharing my own mistakes in investing and what I have learned from those. And I go that extra mile in terms of creating that transparent environment. Okay, and when you have transparency in a relationship, the trust follows. Okay, so I believe that trust and transparency, when they are there, they help build a long-term relationship. The second aspect, as I said, was the value. Okay, so when you go beyond being just a financial product distributor to that of becoming a coach, a mentor to such clients, they see the value coming out of that relationship. Okay, and when you continue to do that over and over again, okay, that is when the relationship and the value both come together in terms of retaining the client.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I have seen that in the past 3 years that I have been in this profession, I have not had a single attrition in terms of the clients that have left me. Okay, so that as well as when it comes to acquiring new clients, okay, I believe that if I can share my thought leadership in terms of the blogs that I write or the investor awareness programs that I conduct, okay, or just the knowledge nuggets that I share through the digital media and on the social media, okay, that helps me to reach out to newer prospects. Okay, and they see the value. When they see the value and we go through the process of building the client relationship, the retention happens automatically. So this is what I would call what works for me. Obviously different things work for different people, but for me what works is the long-term relationship and the value that I add.
Okay. It doesn't sound very easy as it looks, right? Yeah, that's how it is. So what are some of the strategies that you use to build your SIP book? What would that be like?
Yeah, so different types of client approach me, and I think there is one type of client who comes to me and says, hey, I have this surplus in a month, I want to start a SIP. Okay. The immediate question or the counter question I ask him is, why do you think this SIP amount is adequate? Okay. Have you done the goal-based financial planning? Okay. And I help him with that process. Okay. More often than not, the amount that comes out, in terms of after the planning, is higher than what he had initially proposed. Okay. And when he sees that amount after the end of the planning process, he is happy to commit to that higher SIP amount. Okay. So just following the process will ensure that one is you may get a higher SIP, and the other thing is it will meet his financial goal. Just starting an SIP without understanding the financial goal will not make a meaningful impact to the investors or the client's life. So that is one. The other thing is there are some clients who come to me and say that they don't have the appetite for market volatility. Okay. And what I propose to them is maybe start a small SIP, maybe a 2,000 or a 5,000 SIP, see how they get comfortable with the markets. Okay, look at volatility, and if they can actually take it in its stride, and if that works out over a period of time, then maybe get a higher SIP from them. Okay, so that has also worked for me. The third strategy I would say is most people link SIP to long-term investing. Okay, so when I actually go through their financial plans, and there are certain goals that that are short-term in nature. For example, an investor could be saving for his international travel. Okay, after a couple of years, or maybe just one year later. And in that case, I propose a SIP into an arbitrage fund or a debt fund, even for a shorter period. Okay, so that also helps me to get more SIPs out of a client. At the same time, assist the client in terms of addressing that financial goal. So these three strategies have overall worked for me. Obviously, there could be many, but these are the ones that I've seen work in my case.
Okay. Sir, you mentioned that you operate almost 100% digital. So how do you see technology helping your business in terms of operations and client servicing?
Historically, the financial services as a sector has been always at the forefront of adopting or even embracing newer technologies. Okay, and mutual fund industry is no exception to that. You can see that it is rapidly digitizing all its processes, be it regulatory or other market participants. Most of the processes have been digitized. Okay, so this is on one side. Mutual fund distributors are dealing with these market participants and entities which are rapidly digitizing. And on the other hand, we are dealing with clients, okay, who are increasingly becoming tech savvy. Okay, and they are demanding end-to-end services, tech-driven services. Okay, and if we do not catch up with this trend, okay, it is going to be extremely difficult for us to remain competitive and relevant in this market. So technology, I feel, is an enabler, and if you don't embrace it, it can be a disruptor for you. So for me, from my operations perspective, I'm almost operating at about 100% digital, and that is helping me currently. So the technology elements that I'm currently using are in terms of digital onboarding. So we know that AssetPlus gives us the wonderful tool which we are able to onboard people within a few minutes. At the same time, the KYC processes are also getting ironed out in terms of digital. We've seen some hiccups here and there, but those are getting ironed out as well in terms of the digital viability. The other parts of these elements are things like portfolio review or portfolio tracking. You have mobile applications for customer engagement. Recently AssetPlus added the Step Up SIP, which is again a great technology feature that has been added to the platform. And multiple such digital tools that are available. I see that AssetPlus actually fits in perfectly in terms of adopting to in terms of adaptability to these technologies, because most of these technology elements are integrated into a single platform. Things like social media content, okay, for distributors, it's something that most distributors find it difficult or have to rely on other platforms. Okay, but AssetPlus has got that in together. When it comes to goal-based planning, or when it comes to planning calculators, digital content, as I said, okay, or even things like portfolio reviews, all of these is integrated into a single platform, and that is why I love AssetPlus. And most of the clients that I work with are very happy with, and the customer experience is great.
Lovely to hear that, sir. Sir, moving on, do you have an interesting story of your client where you actually made a significant impact in their life? Is there something that you would like to share?
Well, I can think of one story which was during my initial days in the profession, wherein there was a new client that I was talking to, and he had recently signed up for this insurance policy. Okay, and it was not a term insurance, it was some kind of an endowment scheme that he has signed up with some insurer. And when I looked at the policy, it was a policy that locked in his money for about 15 years. and he was a retiree. So someone who is retired needs to have liquidity.
Correct.
Okay, and he was being missold a policy where his money was going to be locked for 15 years. Okay, so I definitely saw that as a red flag, and when I spoke to the customer, I also understood that this was something that he had recently signed up to. Okay, so which was a good thing, because he had a free lookup period wherein he could go back and cancel the whole investment policy. And with that advice, he went ahead and cancelled the policy. And then we did a very comprehensive planning for him. We understood that he had some medium and long term goals, right, for which we had recommended some hybrid funds and equity funds. And now that he has been investing through AssetPlus with my distribution services, it has been, for about last 3 years, he has been it has been a successful relationship with him, and it has been so successful that he has not only recommended his immediate family members but also his extended family members to join, to become mutual fund clients for us.
Okay.
So that I see as one of the early success stories for me, wherein I was able to make an impact in terms of the right advice given at the right time.
Definitely a motivation for you as well.
Right.
Yeah. Sir, we started the conversation with financial advisors being everywhere, but what is the importance of an MFD? So that brings me to our final question. What is your advice to somebody who is wanting to become an MFD?
So Anjali, this is a profession which gives power to MFDs, to transform people's lives and turn their dreams into realities. Okay. So as it is said, and that with great power comes great responsibility. Okay. So I would say there are 3 focus areas that new MFDs need to focus on. One is understand that the process is always important than the product. Okay. So what I mean to say here is that when they try to acquire a customer, or a customer approaches them, never get into the habit of directly reaching out to what product or what product do I recommend to this customer, but try to understand the customer's requirement in terms of what is their current financial status, what future financial goals do they have, what is their risk appetite for the markets, and based on all these inputs, identify a right product that will have the right risk profile, and also the duration or the securities, underlying securities of that product needs to be aligned with the customer's investment horizon. So these, I think, are more important things to do before getting into the product selection. Okay, so that is important. The number 2, I would say, is constant self-learning. Okay, and educating their clients. Okay, because clients these days value what knowledge you give them, right? So never underestimate that. But to give knowledge to the clients, you have to first acquire it. Okay, so invest in your own self in terms of acquiring that knowledge, certifications, attending workshops and webinars. All that is going to help, and that should be also a focus area. The third thing I would say is success in this profession is not AUM and the commissions that you get. Okay, it is far more than that. I would say it is the trust that you gain from the clients, and also the value that you deliver to them. Okay, if you, I think for a successful MFD, if you focus on these 3 things, you'll be able to reach your goals, your business goals or your professional goals much quicker.
Very insightful, sir. Yeah. Sir, thank you so much for your time. It was lovely having you here at AssetPlus.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure being here. This is my first time to the AssetPlus office, and I'm super excited to be back here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.